A blizzard and ice storm slammed the northern plains yesterday. Google revealed its most searched terms of the year, and an octopus species helped solve a long-standing climate mystery. That's some of what we'll get to on The 7 from The Washington Post. I'm Jeff Pierre. It's Wednesday, December 27th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. At number 1 today, Ukraine's top commander called for mobilizing more soldiers. Yesterday, General Valery Zaluzhny held his first news conference since Russia invaded Ukraine in February of 2022. His appeal for more troops followed Ukraine's failed counteroffensive this year. It was also a rare acknowledgement of the country's heavy casualties in the war. U.S. officials estimate that more than 120,000 Ukrainian soldiers have been killed or wounded in nearly 2 years of fighting. And with the war largely at a stalemate, Ukraine needs to find a way to refill its ranks for what's still expected to be a long fight. At number 2, Israel said it will continue its intense fighting in Gaza, despite international pressure for a pause. According to a Washington Post analysis, Israel's military has already waged one of the most destructive wars of this century. And in recent days, Israeli officials have suggested that its campaign against Hamas will persist or even intensify in its level of violence. That's despite calls from the United Nations for urgent and extended humanitarian pauses to allow more aid into Gaza. The U.S. is also pressuring Israel to change its tactics, from airstrikes that destroy entire blocks to operations that target Hamas leaders more precisely. This week, Israel has pounded central Gaza from the air. Aid officials say the strikes have overwhelmed the few hospitals that continue to function in the territory. At number 3, one of the stars of the movie Parasite was found dead in South Korea. Lee Sun-kyun played the wealthy businessman at the head of the elite Park family in the Oscar-winning movie from 2019. He had starred in many South Korean films and TV series since the 1990s. Lee had been under investigation for illegal drug use, which he had denied. South Korea's drug policy is one of the strictest in the world and carries harsh penalties. Local media reported that Lee was found in his car in Seoul today after an apparent suicide. He was 48 years old. A huge winter storm hit the northern plains. That is number 4. Strong winds, blizzards, and ice disrupted one of the busiest travel stretches of the year yesterday. Nearly a third of Americans are expected to journey at least 50 miles to return home from the Christmas holiday. The severe winter storm stretched from Colorado and Kansas up to North Dakota. And if you're hitting the road this morning, please take care. Conditions may remain dangerous in some spots. High winds can create blizzard conditions even after the snow has stopped falling. Number 5, holiday shoppers spent big on gifts this year. U.S. retail sales between November 1st and December 24th rose 3.1% compared to the same period last year. That's according to new data from MasterCard. It means that consumer spending remained strong heading into the holidays, despite higher than usual inflation. It's also the latest sign that people will keep spending in 2024. The U.S. economy is ending the year in a far better place than just about anyone expected. It's a surprising turnaround after economic troubles that started with the 2020 coronavirus pandemic and continued through a historic spike in inflation. Number 6, an octopus species helps solve a long-standing climate mystery. A recent study looked at the DNA of the Turquette's octopus. It was kind of like doing a 23andMe test on a human. The team analyzed genetic material from nearly 100 octopuses, and they found that octopuses located thousands of miles apart around Antarctica were genetically similar. This suggests that octopuses were able to move around a melted West Antarctic ice sheet as recently as 125,000 years ago. That timing is key because it's the last time temperatures on Earth match today's exceptional heat. Scientists say this is evidence that another collapse of the ice sheet is possible, and that would be a huge problem. It would dramatically raise global sea levels, causing major flooding worldwide. And at number 7, Google revealed its most searched terms of the year. The search engine has released its year in review, showing what people were looking up in the US in 2023. And one thing that people wanted to know was how often men think about the Roman Empire.
Babe?
Yeah.
How often do you think about the Roman Empire?
3 times a day.
Elaborate?
Just regularly. Why? There's so much to think about.
That's a TikTok trend in case you were wondering. And if you don't really think about the Romans, don't worry, you're in a safe space right now. Some of the year's top news stories, according to Google, were the ongoing Israel-Gaza war, the Titan submersible that got lost and imploded in the Atlantic Ocean, and the death of Friends star Matthew Perry. People were also searching for the Barbie movie, and you're not alone. Folks wanted to know more about Taylor Swift's new romance with NFL star Travis Kelce. It's been quite a year. Let's see what 2024 throws at us. That's the show for today. If you're enjoying the podcast, a great way to support our work is through a subscription to The Washington Post. In addition to the news you expect to read, we've got recipes, games, big ideas about climate solutions, and every now and then, stories about fat bears. To get yours, go to WashingtonPost.com/subscribe. I'm Jeff Pierre, and I will meet you back here tomorrow.